What's good, my homages? Welcome back to another video and welcome back to another story time. If you're new, welcome on in. My name is Tyler. I'm a self-taught artist in southern Minnesota. I'm 30 years young, just saying. We're in our prime here, okay? The 20s were a frickin' train wreck. But you know what? We're moving up in the world. All of my art is based around mental health awareness. It's for pulling the light out of the darkness, which is why this piece is extremely important to me. It's one of my favorites. Owls are my favorite. I have an owl tattoo on my forearm here. I'd show you, but you know, you'll see it someday eventually, because this video is about my painting, not really about my arm piece. But ever since I was a little kid, my mom has told me that I was like a 40-year-old in a child's body. I've always had this crazy wisdom about me, and I've really struggled with that in my life, because being mature from a very young age, there comes with a lot of responsibility, which is why I think, you know, in my adult years is why this inner child is fully emerging, and it's like this child that's been locked inside my body, and it's just, you know, screaming to get out, this part of myself. And that's why I like to make people laugh. That's why I joke around with people. I didn't really get that, you know. I had a lot of responsibility, and I wouldn't change my life for anything. I have a very strong work ethic and stuff like that, but I've always resonated with owls, one, because my freaking eyes are huge, and number two, I have a lot of wisdom about me, and I feel very connected to owls. And there's a lot of people who are woo-woo about owls, and they're like, oh my god, they're like superstitious, kind of like black cats. And ever since I was a little kid, I've been drawn to dark things. I've been drawn to dark cartoons, dark animals. I like moths, and that's what I paint. I paint skulls, moths, flames, owls, things that are meant to be dark things, and I paint them in a vibrant way to bring light to them, to bring the goodness out of them. Because there's so many times in my life where I've struggled with depression. God, I've struggled with depression my entire life, and that's the whole essence of what I do. Mental health is near and dear to my heart because I've struggled with it. I lost my mom to suicide when I was 18, and I stopped. I feel like a broken record. I feel like I repeat myself, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of new people on here. But all of my art is based around mental health awareness, because there's so many times where I thought I wasn't going to make it, and there's so many times where I question where the hell I was going in life, or if it was ever going to get any better, and it does get better. And there's still times where, you know, I'm very transparent on my channel about struggling with my mental health, because I do have my challenges, and it's just kind of how my brain is hardwired. You know, people can tell you to smile all day long until they're blue in the face, but that doesn't make you feel better at all. It almost makes you feel like shit, even worse. Like, when people tell me to smile or cheer up, I feel angry. I feel kind of resentful towards them. Or especially when I'm frustrated, someone tells me to smile, it makes me mad. If depression was as easy as someone telling me to smile, I would feel better. When someone tells me to smile and it makes me feel worse, like there's a chemical imbalance in our brains, and people who don't struggle with mental health, or they don't struggle with depression, anxiety, or have PTSD, or go through all these really tough things mentally, they just don't get it. And you know, it's kind of like trying to explain to someone, say, like, the one example that I can think of in my head, that'd be like a pharmacist trying to tell you how to fill pills and tell you every single pill bottle. Or it'd be like somebody with a broken leg, you telling them just to smile and put a happy face on, and it's not that big of a deal, even though they're up late at night screaming because they're in agony, or crying because their freaking bone hurts so bad. It's one of them things that you can't see. And I talk a lot about my mental health. I'm very open about my struggles. It's not to get empathy or draw attention. I talk about this shit because it's real. I talk about this stuff because I'm real. I talk about this stuff because, you know, maybe somebody just needs somebody to relate to and be like, wow, I feel like that too. And that's a big reason why I do it. And I have this goal with my life, and I've said this a million times, but my drive for this is to have a better life for myself, one, but number two, I want to get to a place in my life where I have a financial abundance, where I can send people to treatment, and I can get them the tools or the resources and things that I wished I could have done. I know that this wasn't meant to be the point of the video, but it all ties into it. I've been on several different antidepressants that stopped working because my body metabolized them. I've been on anti-anxiety medications. I've done the genetic testing because meds stopped working. I've been to the psychiatrist. I've been in plenty of years of therapy. I've done all the stuff to try and fix my brain, and I've worked very hard to get to where I'm at today. And I share my dark moments on here, again, not to get attention or for clout reasons, but to show that I'm chasing after my dreams. And there's days where I used to rot in bed in my early 20s, and I get up every single day and I keep fighting, and it's not easy all the time. It's hard. It's very hard to tell yourself to get out of bed, you know. This week, I've talked about it in vlogs coming up. I've been struggling with these negative thoughts in my head because I'm like on the verge of burnout, and it's like my brain's telling me that like this person doesn't like you and that person doesn't like you, like, because I feel energy and like stuff fucks with me sometimes. And I guess what I'm trying to say is like, it's very hard when you have a lot of wisdom from a very young age and you know things and you're very observant and you see things for what they are, but then you have your age to deal with. Like, you have the maturity, but you're still a certain age. Like, I might have the maturity of someone who's 50 plus. I get along with people who are older than me, and that has always been a challenge for me because the people that I really relate to or I click with aren't my age range. They're usually always older than me. Since I was 16 years old, I've hung out with 40-year-olds at 16 because I get along better with people who are older because I just relate to them a lot more. And you know, being 30, I've been through a lot of shit in my life. Not saying a lot of people haven't been, but I think a lot of this wisdom is, I can relate to them better because I've been through a lot and I've overcame a lot, and I still have a lot more to learn. But that's my long explanation to why I love owls. This is the piece. This is bright nights. This is pulling the light out of the darkness. You know, it's lighting things up, and I relate to owls, and I think that they're beautiful creatures, and they're whimsical, and they're intriguing, and they just are as they are, and they're night creatures, and they're cute, and I just really love owls. And I made this tree very whimsical. It was very important for me to make it look like it was a fall aesthetic and not have any leaves. I really wanted to portray the whimsical branches in here. I love how I did the moon. I had to redo the moon like 2 or 3 times, but yeah, this is Bright Nights, and eventually I'm gonna get prints of this. I'm in the process or in the works of getting prints of all my artwork. It does cost money up front, so I've been like, every single cent that I've been making off of my art, sorry, my furnace kicks on and off, it's still cold here in Minnesota, sorry about that, my camera battery died. But what I was saying is, every cent that I make off of my artwork, I funnel it back in and I invest it back into my business. Like, I just spent hundreds of dollars on new stickers. You know, this stuff isn't cheap. And it's part of being a business owner. It's making money and then sticking it back into the business, and people act like I'm rich a lot of times, and it's like, no, actually I'm very broke, because people don't think about the cost that goes into having a business, and I also have a day job, so there's that. But yeah, this piece is pulling the light out of the darkness, and it's letting things be as they are. And I think owls have a lot of wisdom, and I think one of the things that I've struggled with a lot of times, I keep my mouth shut a lot about a lot of things, but especially when I'm angry, I've learned to keep my mouth shut, and I'm a very observant person, and I know a lot, and I've seen a lot, and ever since I was like at a young age, I knew a lot. I can feel things, I can pick up on vibes, I can pick up on the energy in the room. They call that an empath, and I just feel a lot. I feel things intensely. I feel sadness intensely, anger intensely, happiness, joy, all of those things. And there's a lot of times where, like, I was asking God last week, like, why did you make me this way? And there's a lot of times where I get stuck in that vicious cycle of like, why did you make me like this? This is fucking terrible. Like, this is painful, you know? It's painful to feel a lot. It's painful to be a super empathetic person, but I feel like if God didn't give me those things, I wouldn't be able to relate to people like I do. I wouldn't have the empathy that I do. And this isn't me talking, making myself up to be this amazing person. It's just that I feel a lot, and I feel a lot of pain for other people, and there's only so much of me to go around, and there's a lot of wisdom inside of me, and there's things that I'm still working out. And I think that as people, we're not perfect, we're all flawed, and that's the biggest reason why I create art. There's a lot of artists who don't have the self-confidence to talk about their art. They don't have the confidence to get on camera and talk to you guys like I am. And I'm doing this for all the other artists too, maybe to inspire somebody that's very creative, because as artists, we're introverts and we take a lot of things in and we internalize them, and then we create the art out of it, and that's just what being an artist is. But having mental health struggles and putting yourself out there like this isn't easy, but it's possible. So that's why I created this piece, is because this is me. I am this. So yeah, I hope that this video resonated with you. I hope that it made sense. I really love this piece a lot, and I'm really excited to get prints of it in the near future, so keep your eyes peeled. If you are a person from another country, I did make a post saying that I'm working on creating shipping for other countries. Right now I'm working on the United Kingdom and Australia. I have to figure out weights on my website. Things have been very crazy with my day job and then my business. Like, I shipped out a ton of orders. You'll see some vlogs coming out of what I've been up to, but we're running the fine line of burnout here, but we're getting stuff accomplished. And if there's a region or a country that you live in and you want to purchase my art or some of my prints, drop me a comment down below. I'm working very hard and I'm trying to figure out how to work this shipping. I gotta set weights up in my whole website. I have over 500 items. It's gonna take me a little bit, but I will announce when I have shipping set up for other countries. Right now I ship to the United States and Canada, so that's exciting. I shipped my first package to my friend Brandy. She's also a YouTuber that lives in Canada, but I shipped her package out, what was that, back in December maybe? I don't know, time is flying, you guys. But if you are interested in any of my art, or you want to check it out, or check out some of my new stickers, you'll see them coming out in the next vlogs. But whatever, it is what it is. Life's a little bit chaotic while I am, you know, juggling both. But if you are interested in my art, my website is www.rockinbakken.com. Yeah, take a look at it. Just take a little gander, see what kind of other things I have. I wish I had a lot more energy today, but I'm extremely tired and I have to get a few of these videos pumped out, and I'm gonna film one more that you'll be watching next Sunday. And I like sharing my heart. I like sharing my stories about my artwork because it means something to me. This is what I'm meant to do. It's to be creative. So if you watch to the end of this, I really appreciate you, and let me know what region you're from anyway, or what country you want me to ship to. My website is www.rockinbakken.com. I hope you all have a blessed week, a wonderful day, year, month, second of your day. If you're having a crappy day, I hope it gets better for you, and there's better days ahead. I love you guys. Peace out. Bye!